channel. So today I have 4 DIY Halloween costumes for last minute for you guys. These costumes are inspired by Disney, as you can probably tell by my headband, and I absolutely love Disney. So these costumes are going to be a little bit more cute than scary. I hope this video helps you guys find a costume for Halloween, because it can be a little bit pricey and stressful. So these are just a few costumes that you can DIY at home for super cheap. Make sure you guys like this video if you enjoy it, and also subscribe if you are brand new. Come and join the dinosaur family. But without further ado, let's get on into the video. Okay, so the first costume we're going to be creating is this Monster Inc. costume. Now for this, all you're going to need is a green top or dress and some felt fabric in color black, blue, and also white. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out my green shirt and also start cutting out a round eyeball kind of shape. I'm then going to place that on top of my shirt and start gluing that onto the actual shirt with some hot glue. After that, you want to take the blue felt fabric, and I'm going to cut out a slightly smaller circle into the blue, and this is going to be creating the iris of the eyeball. And lastly, to finish off the eye, I'm going to be creating the actual pupil, so I'm cutting out a smaller round circle and just gluing that onto the rest of the eye. To finish off the eyeball, I'm also going to take a very thin piece of fabric and just glue that to the very top of the eyeball to create a lash line effect. The next thing I'm doing is I'm taking some black felt fabric and I'm just creating the mouth shape. Now for the teeth of the mouth, I'm taking some white felt fabric and I'm just cutting out little tabs that have rounded shapes at the ends. For the bottom, I'm just doing the same thing, so I'm just cutting out the teeth, and once I've got all of the shapes cut out and ready to be stuck on, I'm going to take my hot glue gun and just apply a bit of glue under each tooth and just stick them onto the black fabric. I'm going to create a little Monster Inc. headband with some horns. So for this, I'm taking a brown headband and some styrofoam cones that I got from Hobbycraft, and literally all I'm doing is I'm just adding a dot of hot glue onto the cone and just sticking that onto the headband that matches my hair color. And this is the finished Monster Inc. costume. You can pair this with some green stockings, and I feel like this costume is so cute, but it was so easy to do. Now the next costume is a Cheshire Cat costume. This is probably my favorite costumes of the 4. So basically what you need for this is a purple shirt. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my masking tape and I'm just going to stick that on the shirt in stripes, leaving the same distance between each part of the tape. And I'm also just going to cover up the sleeves with the remainder of the black felt fabric from the last DIY. So what you want to do is take some fabric spray. This one I got from Hobbycraft, and I actually realized that it wasn't really as pigmented as what I was looking for. So I actually ended up going over this with some plain pink acrylic paint, and I feel like the result was so much better and so much more opaque than the actual fabric paint. Once it's dry, you're going to peel off the tape and you're going to reveal these really cool stripes. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but I think it looks pretty cool. I'm then just going to cut off the sleeves to make the shirt a little bit more tailored. Now for the ears, I'm going to take this purple headband and also some purple cardboard, which I'm going to start cutting out the template of my cat ears onto. I'm then going to take some purple felt fabric and I'm going to use the actual cardboard ear as a template for the felt. You want the felt to be exactly the same size as the actual cardboard stencil, because we're going to be sticking on the felt onto the fabric. Seeing as the felt fabric is quite floppy, it's not really going to hold its shape, so we're going to really take advantage of the stiffness of the cardboard, and that's going to give it that firm cat ears shape. And then I'm going to take some of this pink pipe wire that I also got from Hobbycraft, and I'm just going to cut little strips of this and just kind of place it over the ears in stripes again. Once I've got my desired length, I'm just going to start sticking them onto the actual felt fabric so that they stay nice and secure. I'm then taking both of those ears and I'm going to cut out a little shape at the bottom just so that they fit a little bit nicer and snug over the actual headband. And once I have the desired shape of those, I'm just going to use some hot glue and just stick the ears onto the headband. Now to really complete the ears, I'm going to take some of this fluffy fabric that I also got from Hobbycraft, and I'm just going to stick that onto the headband for some extra fluffy sass. And now for the tutu of this outfit, I'm just going to take these really thick ribbons that I got in purple and pink. So to make the tutu, what you need to do is take a little bit of the ribbon and kind of measure out your waist and tie this in a round circle like so. This is going to be the base band of your tutu, and you're going to be adding all of the fluffy parts of the tutu onto that. So I'm going to take some short strips of the ribbon and just tie it around in a knot like so, and just let the ends kind of flow down and create the tutu effect. You want to let the layers kind of build up so that the ribbon becomes more and more opaque so that it looks like a real tutu. I'm actually going to alternate between the pink and the purple ribbons just to really continue that theme of the striped cat. After a little while, once you really build up all the ribbon, it starts really taking shape and it looks super fluffy and really cute. And this is the finished costume. I feel like this looks like it could be store-bought. It is so easy easy to make, but it's really effective, and I feel like it's a pretty unique costume that a lot of people won't think to dress up as for this Halloween. Now, the next costume is the Maleficent costume, and I absolutely love this one. Ever since I watched the movie, I was like in love with this character. So to make the headband, all I'm doing is I'm just taking a brown headband like this, and then I'm taking some tinfoil, like your regular kitchen tinfoil, and I'm going to kind of wrap this around the headband, creating the two horns. So as you can see, I'm just really pressing down and condensing that tinfoil into the shape that I want it to be. I'm just kind of bending it inwards and then outwards, as you can see. Feel free to add more tinfoil at the base of the horn if you feel like it's a little bit too thin. And then I'm obviously going to repeat the same thing to the other side. This is literally the easiest task ever. Anyone can make this. Once you have your desired shape of the horns, you want to take some hot glue and just hot glue that in place to the headband. I'm then going to take the black masking tape from the first DIY, and I'm just literally going to take a few strips of that just to cover up the tinfoil, and this is the finished headband. Now next up, we're going to make Maleficent's famous staff. So for this, we're going to be taking this little Christmas globe that I literally got for probably like £1, and we're going to be pouring some darker green and lighter green acrylic paint into it and just kind of mixing it around the inside to create this really cool swirly pattern. I'm then taking an old broomstick, and I'm just going to glue that globe onto the end of the broomstick, and using the black tape, I'm going to connect the two so that you don't see the gap between the broom and the actual globe. To really make the staff even more detailed and realistic, I'm going to be cutting out these little thin strips and just sticking that over the actual globe. I'm then going to take the rest of that tape, and I'm just going to tape that over the broomstick to make it all black and really match with the rest of the look. And that is it for the staff. It was super easy to make. Now, the next part of the DIY is to create Maleficent's famous collar. So for this, I'm going to cut an A4 piece of felt fabric in half like so to create 2 triangles, and then I'm just going to take some tin foil and kind of fold it into a triangle as well, and sandwich that between the 2 fabrics. Putting the tinfoil inside is going to make it a little bit more malleable and able to kind of like create some shape into it rather than just having a floppy piece of felt fabric. So you actually want to make 2 of these, and then you can just hot glue those onto your long black robe. And the last costume is a Bambi costume. I absolutely love the Disney movie Bambi. So for this costume, what you're gonna need is a turtleneck and also some leggings, both in brown color. You're then gonna need some white felt fabric that you're just gonna cut a bunch of circles into. You can just kind of alternate between shapes, between sizes, just really make it your own, because we're gonna be creating the little spots that reindeers have on their back. So once you have cut out all your circles, you just wanna go ahead and glue those all onto the back, and that is it for the actual top. Now moving on to the tail, I'm going to be using this felt fabric in this creamy kind of color, and in this I'm just going to cut out the shape of the tail and then kind of do the same but a little bit smaller, and just kind of glue that smaller shape onto the cream fabric. I'm then going to take my leggings and just glue the very top of the tail and kind of like fold it over and then stick that onto the back of my leggings. For the actual reindeer ears, I'm going to be taking some brown felt fabric and I'm creating the ear shape, as you can see. So I'm just folded over the fabric twice so you get the same kind of stencil. Once I've cut my stencils out, I'm going to trim each of the sides to make the lighter brown fabric a little bit smaller than the darker brown, so that when we hot glue the lighter brown onto the darker brown, you can still see the edging of the dark brown fabric. I'm then going to take some hot glue and just pop a tiny dot at the very bottom of each of the ear and just kind of fold it together to create a sense of 3 dimension and make the ears look a little less flat. Once that's done, I'm going to take both of the ears and just stick them onto my trusty brown headband, and those are the finished reindeer ears. And this is the finished Bambi costume. I think this is so cute. I love how this turned out, and it was so easy to make. It was so super inexpensive, so anyone could create this. So those were all of my DIY Halloween costumes, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, make sure you smash that huge thumbs up just down below and let me know which one of these costumes was your favorite. If you guys decide to recreate these DIY costumes, make sure you tag me on my social media on Twitter or Instagram at Roxxsaurus. But that is all from me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Mwah.